What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Three Guys on Beer. I'm Matt.
I'm the pilot.
Hi, I'm Daniel.
Today's show is brought to you by the pilot.
Yeah.
The pilot.
I brought you something different, kind of scary. The kind of scary that when you're out in nature, you have the potential to have an animal stuck on you or inside of you.
Oh,
gross.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
We're going to get right into this, but remember,
Hit us up. Like, subscribe.
Like, subscribe,
Comment.
Even if you talk shit, I want to see
Like the fucking videos.
All right.
All right, let's do this.
Let's get right into it.
Number 10. Catfish on a U.S. beach. In September of 2015, a video captured a woman who had a dead catfish stuck on the back of her leg after her friend had chased her around and hit
Stop
her with
looking at
it.
her body,
What
Matt.
started as a harmless game at
I
a
don't see
U.S.
anything
beach
wrong.
ended with the catfish's serrated fin embedded in the woman's limb. It was
catfish
nearly
wanted red
impossible
snapper.
to remove the barbed fin without help, because doing so without
get
the
it
proper
off.
attention and tools could have caused serious injuries. The panicked woman, only identified as Tina, yelled that she was afraid of getting a disease as her friends scrambled trying to figure out what to do. One of them suggested to just yank it out. As a crowd began to form around Tina, some onlookers proposed using pure vodka to cleanse the wound. The
Yes.
video ended shortly thereafter, and no other information was available regarding the outcome of the situation. But it was assumed that Tina ultimately got the help she needed.
This shit's like 10 seconds.
Commercial, follow them.
Little Rocket Man,
Rocket Man.
follow him.
I like that. I like that setup.
Be the first to spread the word. Rocket Man.
Check them out, whoever that is.
That's a fucking long ass outro.
It's the
Intro.
intro.
An outro.
Oh shit.
It's just a little
Oh, they're
ad
selling
for it.
shirts.
They will kill you.
Oh, that's the channel. Check
Oh,
them
they
out.
will kill you.
Subscribe to
Check them out.
Number 9. Fisherman in Thailand.
Fisherman in Thailand.
On May the 22nd of 2022, an unidentified fisherman in Thailand was left fighting for his life after a fish jumped out of the water and got lodged inside his throat.
Like videos on 100 ways to die.
Completely submerged
1,000 ways to
underwater.
die.
At the same exact moment he had come up for air, the 5-inch fish had landed into his mouth and wiggled down his throat. The fisherman was left unable to breathe and was rushed to the hospital by others who'd noticed the incident.
Dude,
An
imagine
X-ray
the
at the
odds.
hospital
How
confirmed
long
that
he was
it
there.
was a
You come up for
freshwater
air
fish
and a fucking
called
fish jumps
anabus,
down your
which has
throat.
spikes on both
fuck.
its back and stomach. It got stuck between the man's throat and nasal cavity after apparently trying to swim out of his nose. After an hour-long operation, doctors were able to remove the fish, and the fisherman went on to make a full recovery.
Yeah, he's
Not
not
1,000
fishing.
ways to die.
Number 8. Nopadol Shringham.
Yeah, but the scales get
Nopadol
stuck when you
Shringham
pull it.
was
That's what he
swimming
just said.
Ao Tan Ku Beach in Thailand when a needlefish speared him through the neck on March the 31st of 2022.
yeah, that's insane.
The man, who was in his mid-30s at the time, was at the beach with his young son. He'd thrown an inflatable toy into the water when the needlefish jumped out and impaled him in the neck. An expert subsequently explained that needlefish tend to swim around the surface and are not predatory, so it was likely that the toy had startled it, causing it to instinctively jump out of the water as a defense mechanism. With the fish dangling from his throat, Shringham and his son called out for help. Fellow beachgoers contacted the emergency services to take him to the hospital for the needlefish to be surgically removed. Doctors tried to extract the fish without harming it, but were unable to do so. The fish died, but fortunately no major arteries were hit, and Shringham was able to make a full
Congratulations,
recovery.
Shringham.
Number 7.
Number
Fish
7.
Stuck in man's rectum.
What?
Unnamed
This sounds
30-year-old
intentional.
man went to an emergency hospital in
Accidentally sat on
Guangdong,
it.
China, after getting a fish stuck in his rectum and experiencing extreme abdominal pain. X-rays and CT scans from the incident, which occurred on June the 3rd of 2020, show just how badly the fish was stuck. When a nurse questioned the man on how the fish had gotten up there, he claimed to have accidentally sat on it, to which the hospital worker
liar.
reportedly replied, "Do you think I'm an idiot?" After performing an emergency endoscopy, they identified the fish as a Mozambique
That's a
tilapia,
big
a species
fish.
which has spiny fins. The dead fish was too big to safely extract, and the spiky fins had ruptured the man's large intestine. That's when surgeons decided that the only way to get the fish out was to cut open the man's abdomen, and they were ultimately able to extract it from his bowels.
Damn, it
Doctors
swam up his
speculated, but
ass
were
and-
unable to know for sure whether the tilapia was
stuck it up his
still
ass.
alive or
Yeah, he stuck it
already
up his
dead
ass,
when it
dude.
had
Oh,
entered.
fishies.
At the end, he
Number
said they weren't
6,
able to determine if it was
Russell
alive or
Chin.
dead when he stuck it in.
In December of 2015,
Ow.
a man was pierced through the leg by a 500-pound marlin while fishing with his friends 25 miles off the coast of Oahu, Hawaii. Russell Ching had been wrestling with the massive fish for nearly 2 hours when he and his friends were finally able to pull it onto their boat. The marlin had already died by that point, but upon dragging it into the boat, the fisherman lost control of its weight. Ching was thus stabbed in the lower leg
Oh,
by its
shit.
sharp snout. In a video of the incident, Ching was seen laying on his back, smiling and laughing at the situation despite his injury.
He's
don't
passing
feel no
out.
pain.
He's
Worried
passing
about
out.
bleeding out as his friends rushed him back to shore, which was about a 2-hour journey back.
Oh,
Fortunately,
fuck.
the
2
fish's
hours?
snout hadn't hit any major arteries, and they left it in his leg to minimize the risk of bleeding out. Until he was able to receive medical assistance, he went on to
Smart.
make a full
Very
recovery
smart.
and kept the marlin's snout as a souvenir.
I would.
Number 5. Skinny dipping Russian man. On April the 21st of 2016, a Russian man decided to go skinny dipping in a lake only to be bitten on his privates by a fish.
Get a
The
fucking
unnamed
fish bite
swimmer
his
had
dick.
gone on the trip with his friend who filmed the incident from the shore. The latter had warned the skinny dipper to be careful before entering the lake, pointing out that there were lots of fish swimming around. The man dismissed the words of caution, stating that
see it?
he wasn't afraid of them.
It was still on him?
Yeah.
Just moments later, he turned around to run
Oh,
out
that's
of the
it.
lake,
I thought it was a
saying that
snake.
something had
Thought it was a little worm.
A little worm.
captured him covering his nether region.
No takebacks.
As a large fish dangled from it. He was eventually able to remove the fish and suffered no major injuries.
Congratulations.
Number 4. Sanya, China.
Oh, God.
On September the 1st of 2018, an unidentified man was
Another
in
one?
agonizing pain on the beach of Sanya, China, after a stingray had hooked its barbed tail through his shorts and latched onto his genitals. In a video of the sickening scene, the man was seen lying on the sand by the water with the stingray still attached to his shorts. When the emergency services arrived, they realized that they didn't have the equipment needed to safely unhook the barbed tail from the man's privates.
Oh,
They
God,
had to
dude.
improvise with the tools they did have at their disposal and carefully
God.
managed to extract the tail. The man went directly to the hospital with paramedics afterwards to make sure everything was all right. And he ultimately walked away from the situation unharmed. The
Wow.
stingray was believed to have died on the beach
Fucking
soon after
guy
being
killed a
removed.
stingray with.
What an
Tried
asshole.
to rape him. He tried to rape the stingray.
Pig
Probably.
kidney transplant.
Oh, kiddo, Pete.
Ah,
A
fuck,
team of
this is kinda
doctors at
close.
New York University Langone Health successfully transplanted the first pig kidney into a human on September the 25th of
That fucking
2021.
Successfully.
After decades of researching the possible use of animal organs for life-saving transplants, also known as xenotransplantation, scientists made a breakthrough. They were successful in temporarily attaching a kidney from a pig into a brain-dead woman for research purposes. The kidney for the experiment had been gene-modified and specifically engineered to remove the sugar naturally found in pig cells that are unrecognizable to the human body, which results in immediate organ rejection. After experimenting with the genetically modified kidney, the surgeons found that it functioned normally and was not at risk of being rejected. The
Automatic
female
swine
recipient in the experiment had wished to be an organ donor, but her organs were said to be unsuitable for donation.
called?
For that
Swine?
reason, her family had agreed
Pig.
to allow the scientists to use her body, stating that there was a possibility that some good could come out of it. Since then, a couple of other similar experimental surgeries have taken place. One occurred within days on September the 30th of 2021, when doctors placed 2 genetically modified pig kidneys into a brain-dead 57-year-old man who'd also chosen to be an organ donor but had unsuitable organs. The kidneys functioned well until the study ended 3 days later.
They worked for 3 days.
Number 2. Jensen Beach, Florida. In September of 2020, an unnamed Florida man was swimming at Jensen Beach when a small nurse shark sank its teeth into his arm, refusing to let go. In a video recorded at the scene, the man was seen cradling the shark like a baby and smiling, while ocean and fire rescue teams struggled to detach it. A medic tried to pry the shark's mouth open by pulling on its upper jaw, but the shark did not give in.
He loved him.
He was hungry.
The man was cracking jokes with the other beachgoers about the incident. He was heard saying that the bite itself didn't really hurt, but that the shark did clench its jaws harder every time he or one of the medics tried to release its grip. After 45 minutes, they were finally able to get the shark off the man, who didn't suffer any major injuries and still held the predatory fish for a while longer after it had been released from his arm.
They don't have that big a teeth.
Number 1.
Oh, okay.
Steve Irwin.
Oh,
On
yeah.
September the 4th of
We all know about this.
R.I.P. Irwin.
Australian documentary maker, zookeeper, and wildlife
Went too far.
conservationist Steve Irwin was fatally pierced in the chest by a stingray barb while at the Great Barrier Reef. He had been filming for a documentary and had taken a short break to snorkel in the chest-deep water. When he saw a short-tailed stingray, he swam towards the 6.5-foot marine creature and approached it from behind. With the intention of filming it swim away, however, the stingray then suddenly turned and began to stab at Irwin repeatedly with its barbed tail,
It was a
striking
hit.
him directly through his chest. In the immediate aftermath, Irwin had stated that he thought to have suffered a punctured lung, but in reality, his heart had been pierced, which caused massive internal bleeding. Crew members tried to give him CPR on their boat as he was rushed to the nearest hospital. Unfortunately, the beloved TV personality whose programs had entertained millions around the world was pronounced dead at 44 years old. Thanks for watching. Would you rather eat a bad mussel or take a bite of a puffer fish prepared by a moderately inexperienced?
That's fucked up.
Wow, that's fucked up.
shit.
That's how the video ends.
I'm taking the bad muscle.
They will kill you.
So
I think they both will kill you.
it
Yeah,
probably
I think
will.
so.
Yeah.
All right,
Hey, I just want to say, Steve Irwin, that sounded like a hit. The alligators hired that stingray to purposely, repeatedly stab at him.
Oh, it's
No.
conspiracy.
Yeah, come on. The alligators were pissed.
No.
Yeah, he kept.
The alligator,
No.
he made the alligators look like bitches.
Well, I hope you guys like this video. Thank you guys again for checking it out. Hit us up at 3guysbeer@gmail.com with any show ideas for anything.
Anything.
Like,
Or comment.
subscribe.
all of
It's
that
okay.
good
We
stuff.
negative comments too. If you didn't like
Matt
the video,
replies to
whatever.
everything.
Shit, I'll talk
I
my
do
shit back.
reply. I do reply to everything. So if you say something, I will say something back. Good, bad, funny, fat. I don't care.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, hit us up. And as always,
Stay humble.
Drink beer.
Let's
get it.